You ever see those memes where you take 14 trips to the auto parts store and nothing gets done? That's where I'm at. So let me break this down real quick. Okay, good news guys. So Matthew already went ahead and put the motor up on the cherry picker, and he robbed the oil pan already off of this one and those oil pan bolts. So our work is actually gonna be a little bit less because there's already oil pan bolts on the shelf. Bada bing, bada bing. I'm gonna clean these bolts up, throw them on the floor, maybe hit them with some brake clean, throw them on a rag, but clean these up and then we can get all this kind of situated. I do have to take off this windage tray, clean up the bolts, take the windage tray, put it on the motor. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, it's been a minute. I literally started working on the car and I was like, oh hey, let me order a windage tray for the car because it needs a special cutout. And I was like, I'm not gonna mess with it. It's been a month. It's been a month. You ever see those memes where you take 14 trips to the auto parts store and nothing gets done? That's where I'm at. So let me break this down real quick. I ordered a new windage tray for the car because it needed a special cutout for the new pickup tube, yada, yada, yada. And ordered one from Amazon. I was like, all right, cool, gonna be here next day. Amazon done messed up. 2 weeks later, still not here. 3 weeks later, still not here. Called my buddy Matt. I was like, hey Matt, hey, can you get me this windage tray? Matt's like, yeah, I can get this windage tray. Next day. What is going on? Amazon really got me good. But I do have a new windage tray for it. So currently right now, I'm going to finish the oil system for the motor and hopefully get the motor in the BMW this weekend. I'm going to show you what we got here for the BMW. So here's this windage tray. I had to get the new windage tray. Oh, so shiny. So this windage tray needed to have a cutout for it because the pickup tube wasn't going to lay flush. I could have cut an old one. I was not doing that. So, new windage tray. Boom. I also ended up picking up a new rear cover with a seal already in it. Call that a day. Then, I went ahead. I think I showed you guys this. I got the oil galley barbell. This one actually is from Improved Racing. I might have went over this stuff, I might not have, but this isn't from Improved Racing. This is got 2 O-rings on it, and then that little like diverter piece in the front. This is important. Then I went and got this for the pickup tube because guess what? It has 2 bolts on the pickup tube, yet 1 bolt is holding it on. Crazy. Then I got a new oil galley like hoist. So we are ready to proceed finishing this bad boy up. It's been on its side. I probably should not have left it like this, but I did. The most important thing that happened today is I got coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, which is the best coffee there is, besides Black Rifle Coffee Company. But locally, pre-made, go in there and pick it up. So if anything else goes wrong today, I just don't care. We're going to get to it. We'll get the motor together. This is the last couple steps before I need to put it in. I actually am going to finish up this oiling system today, and that's quite nice. So, the oil system consists of the Holley 402-1 pan, Melling high pressure, high volume oil pump, and I actually put the Copo spring in it, so that should be cool. in addition to the 4021 Holley pan, because that's what it needs to be, a rear sump for this E46. In addition to that, I got an improved racing baffle, which I have to mount to the oil pan. Then I have the modified windage tray. I have the part number for that. It comes with the directions. It's a GM part number. It's like a CTSV windage tray. Then we have an upgraded oil barbell. Oil galley barbell. That's what it's called. Or oil diverter plug. Same difference. So we'll put that in today. We have a lot of stuff for this oil system, and hopefully moving forward, she's going to be good to go. So let's get started. All right, now we're ready to start. So first thing is first, we need to install our windage tray. So this right here has clearance for the pickup tube. Most of them do, but I had to buy this one. All right, most of them do have the clearance, like this one over here has some clearance. So I'm wondering if this is a different pan as well. I know he had to run a CTSV pan on one of these motors already, so that's probably a CTSV windage tray as well. Okay, all right. So pretty self-explanatory. You put this bad boy on here like this. Boom. I'm gonna lock the windage tray probably down. All right, so this is the improved racing. It basically uses the other side of the tube. You would think that they would use it right. Oh, open this. Get this open. Ah. Ah. This is the little adapter that allows you to use the second part of the oil pickup tube and just creates a better, creates a tighter seal, because if the pickup tube is there and only has one screw, has a chance to have open and then air gets sucked in there. We don't need air at all to be sucked into these things. So this is that little kit for improved racing. Highly, highly, highly recommend getting this. Highly. So let's go ahead and install our pickup tube. I had to go ahead and change out the gas, or the O-ring. I had to change out the O-ring already. So she's ready to go drop in there. So it basically only goes one way. You really can't mess up too much. And just for reference, this is gonna go on like, oh no. Why did they do that? Where they attach the tube, the pickup tube, there's beads of copper so it doesn't leak. But what they did was make it so that this won't ride flush now. Who does that? This won't be flush now because of that. Oh boys, I'm gonna have to grind that down just a little bit without getting too far into it. Not what I wanted to do right now. I'm pretty sure today's called Mess with Tim Day, because I dropped the socket down in the timing chain. So 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. I had to remove the front timing cover. It actually gives me a chance to look at this a little better and to tighten it, because guess what? I couldn't find the right size socket to go in there. Everything else, this was too big. So now I'm just doing it by hand. Okay, so this is how it goes. This is the improved racing kit here. It actually utilizes the other bolt. It creates another clamping force on here other than just this one side. This one side is all it comes with. So this is what we do. I'm going to tighten it down as much as I can. You guys saw before all that metal, or all that copper from when they sealed it. No bueno. I 100% did not like that. Luckily for us, it only needs this one side. Yeah, that's tight. There's probably some sort of torque spec to this. There's still like a small little gap in there, but this is applying pressure on it nonetheless. It shouldn't really go nowhere. And if it does, shitty. Alright, let me get this front cover back on and realign it again. Fuck. And then I'm gonna bolt down the windage tray. Now that that crisis is avoided, maybe we can move on. Pickup tubes on with our improved racing adapter right down in there. So these are good. Those are pretty friggin' tight. Alright, pretty self-explanatory. You just put these bolts here, and these are also 18 foot-pounds for the windage tray. The motor is finally coming together, and it's quite nice around the pickup tube. Alright, let me zip those down real quick. Oh no, this one. This one actually didn't touch bottom. Let's torque these down to 18 foot-pounds real quick. Well, these are like not even close. There we go. This one's not close, I know that for sure. And before we put the pan on, I'm going to do a couple revolutions to make sure nothing's hitting. Alright. Windage tray and pickup tube. A-okay. So let's make a couple revolutions with this. Now we're going to assemble the oil pan here. This is the improved racing baffle. It took me a hot minute to get it in there. Ah! See, it's got all these trap doors. Oil can come in, but it doesn't go out. So like, when we're going around a corner on that side, you don't lose oil, and the pickup tube sits right in between it. This is nice. This is very nice. It just sits right in just like this. Okay, now I'm a liar. Okay, there it goes. It just sets in right here. Here we go. To install the baffle, you basically just put it in there, and then there's 4 bolts to hold it in. I'm going to apply a little thread locker. I don't know why the other one was slipping. In addition to these other measures that I'm taking with this oil pan, I am going to run an AccuSump. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I am going to run an AccuSump. I don't know if you can see. She's done. I'm only going to put the oil pan loosely on the motor and just attach it with the bolts, because I have to put the rear cover on, and in order to put the rear cover on, I have to take it off the motor stand. Or take it off the motor stand, I got to put the other piece on, take it on the motor stand. Let's get the oil pan on, and that'll probably conclude our session with the oiling system for the BMW E46. Dude, we're almost to the end. Last little bit is this Holley oil pan. So let's put the rear sump oil pan on and get some of the, oh no, we need the gasket. That's this. So this pan is going to come off one more time before we finally install the rear cover, but I have to do that with it off of the engine stand. For now, because then I want to apply a bunch of RTV to the front of this and the rear of it when I put that rear cover on. Once I put that rear cover on, basically anything that has to happen now is the adapter. I need a clutch still and a ZF5 transmission. So that concludes the BMW E46 oiling system. We just installed the high pressure, high volume oil pump from Melling with the Copo spring, so it's going to add us some additional pressure. We put a brand new windage tray in here with clearance for the Holley 402-1 pan. We put a improved racing oil pickup tube, like adapter piece that utilizes both of these screws for the pickup tube. So we did a bunch of things. Oh, and we put the improved racing, oil baffle for the Holley 402-1 pan in. Moving forward, we just have to take this off the stand. We have to RTV a couple spots, line up the front and rear pans, line up the front and rear covers, and we can put the engine mounts, the transmission. I have to get a clutch in like ASAP. So that concludes the BMW E46 oiling system. And in the next episode, we're going to put the motor in. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, tell your buddies to like, comment, and subscribe too. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.